life, the bright lights, the type the crowd likes. Where you at, ballers? Ladies love me and men, they wanna be me, they pay to come see me. Where you at, ballers?
Rockets at Pacers, 7 o'clock, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. A lean for you guys on this game. NBA Shot Clock. We bring you an angle for every game. This game is taking on an unknown due to the status of Tyrese Halliburton. We're going to keep this pretty short and sweet. If he does not play, you want to take the under 238 because the team without him does not score the ball at any sort of rate comparable to his quality, and they do play more of a slowdown pace. If he plays, take the over at 238. That's all we got on this game. Please bet responsibly. Enjoy this one, and let's dominate.
What's up, y'all? Junior Browne back with NBA Shot Clock on this Tuesday, February 6th with a lean for today involving the Dallas Mavericks, -2.5. It's just a lean. Just got to make sure these boys are playing, and by these boys, I mean Luka and Kyrie. If they are playing, Dallas actually tends to play really well on the second half of a back-to-back. It's a motivation spot for Kyrie playing against his old team in Brooklyn. He's from the tri-state area, went to high school in Jersey. Luka in New York, always going to be a motivation spot. As a matter of fact, that's another thing. Whenever you're fading or just capping Brooklyn games in general, you got to know when superstars come to Brooklyn, because Brooklyn don't really have, too many fans, and I'm not trying to disrespect them, but people from Brooklyn are Knicks fans, in case you didn't know that. So when the other team comes with superstars, there's going to be like 50% Mavericks fans in that building, I promise you. So it's barely an away game. It's a spot I don't love for the Nets. Just matchup-wise, the way they match up against these guys, Luka I can see abusing them. And Bridges having to guard Luka takes away from Bridges' offense. Give me the Mavs, -2.5 as just a lean, y'all. Let's make sure that Kyrie and Luka are playing. They've been out with injuries, and now we're expecting to play it in a second game of a back-to-back. We're really not sure if that's going to happen. So let's wait for the injury report. But that's my lean for today. Mavs -2.5. Let's cash these tickets, y'all.
Magic at Heat, 7 o'clock, Casilla Center in Miami. A divisional matchup, data abundant, fourth matchup of the year. We have a lean for you guys in this game, the under at 213. As I mentioned, fourth matchup of the year, these lines just keep going down, and books are telling you the lack of scoring in the last two matchups will continue. Go back to January 12th, Orlando at Miami, 99-96, under 218.5. Go back to January 21st, Miami at Orlando, 105.87, under 215. Now books move it down even further to 213, confirming these teams play top defense and play a very slow pace against each other. Buy this one tonight. Top lead in this game, Orlando, Miami, under 213.
What's going on, y'all? Junior Browne back with NBA Shot Clock on this Tuesday, February 6th with more free picks. And today we rocking with the Memphis Grizzlies team total under 98.5 when they take on the New York Knicks. For me, fading the Knicks right now is impossible. I love making fun of Knicks fans. A lot of my family lives in New York City, in Brooklyn, and the Bronx, and they always gassed, like most Knicks fans, about how the Knicks are going to take care of business this year as opposed to last year and the year before and all these years where they ain't done nothing. But this is different, and I'm trying to show some respect right now. When Madison Square Garden is full of Knicks fans that believe, that's one of the worst places to go play basketball. And the Knicks have been special since they made this trade, and you have to recognize that. And I can't fade them based on that. So this is very, very much a spot play, y'all. And I want to be transparent about those things. I'm not going to give you a bunch of numbers. I could give you numbers to support my argument, though, because the Knicks defense has been elite. And on the season, they allow 105 points per game at home. So even on their best day, Memphis was always going to struggle to get over 100. The way the Knicks are playing basketball right now, plus the way that Memphis looks offensively, it's just not a good look, especially with The Knicks coming off a loss against the Lakers, a game that they really could have won. They just went cold in the fourth quarter. I expect the Garden to be rocking. I expect the Knicks defense to be all over this Memphis team and suffocate them and hold them to below this 98.5. And we're going to cash this ticket, y'all.
Timberwolves at Bulls, NBA shot clock, Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. Best bet of the day. Timberwolves on the road, -5, 1 unit. In the second stint without Zach LaVine this year, the Bulls are outperforming their quality against the spread. 11 covers in their last 20 games against the likes of Charlotte 3 times, the Spurs, Blazers, and gutted teams like Toronto, Memphis, and Philadelphia without Joel Embiid. This is where you want to buy low on the Timberwolves, who are currently 4-7 ATS on the road at the East. Most of those non-covers before New Year's in a different space and time and against a different opponent quality. Teams that are elite, such as Boston, Philadelphia, and New York. Go back to the previous game played between these two franchises at the United Center last March 17th. Chicago did beat the Wolves 139-131 in double overtime. Key point in that game, Minnesota did blow a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and the Bulls did score the final bucket in regulation and in overtime to prolong the game to double overtime to backdoor cover the spread at -2. Speaking of that line, -2, same gym, less than a year later, books moved the line 7 points towards Minnesota. A heavy line, a revenge element, and a number suggesting a 12-point win by the Wolves tonight. Best bet of the day, NBA shot clock on this Tuesday, Minnesota -5, 1 unit.
What's up, y'all? Junior Browne back with NBA shot clock on this Tuesday, February 6th with more free picks, and we're rocking with Devin Booker, points, rebounds, assists, over 38.5 against the Milwaukee Bucks. I've seen some books post up a 39.5, and if y'all are going to tell me on this play, do not go over 39.5. That should be the limit. On the season, Booker averages 39.8 points, rebounds, and assists. It's a little bit less at home at 39, which is still over 38.5. But at home, he tends to play as more of a facilitator than a scorer. However, in this specific spot, on TNT, prime time, against a team that beat him in the NBA Finals in 2021, you know Booker's one of the pettiest players in the league, loves to make up fake beefs to motivate himself. I respect him because he plays hard every night, but he's got an edge to him, and I think he's going to bring that edge against a Milwaukee team who, by the way, when Book looks at that Milwaukee backcourt on the team sheet, it must be like reading off the menu at his favorite restaurant, because them boys are food. Dame Lillard, everyone talks trash about how bad Dame is defensively. Cameron Payne is worse. And by the way, guess who Book used to practice against every day when they lost in the 21 finals? Cameron Payne. So he knows Cameron Payne's game inside out. Beasley ain't no better than Cameron Payne or Dame Lillard at defense. So Devin Booker should have his way. Give me the over 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let's cash this ticket, y'all.
Thunder at Jazz, NBA shot clock. Another official big-time Western Conference basketball. We're buying the Jazz plus 3.5, 1 unit. The Jazz are 17-6 ATS at home at the Delta Center, consistently performing very well. And they will have very unique motivation in tonight's game in a double revenge matchup within this season. Go back to December 11th. Oklahoma City did hammer the Jazz at home, and this matchup is tightening up, as was exhibited on January 18th in Utah. On that particular evening, the Thunder were laying 3 points, and they did cover the spread by a bucket, 134-129. That game in the box score was very tight, and it really was a one shot left, right, or center for a cover. Now off that -3 cover, books are opening up the line shorter at -2, suggesting the Jazz get the victory tonight. And if you really look at where Oklahoma City is on their calendar, this team is statistically capped in 2 formats. This team did start 10-3 ATS on the road, far too hot, 5-6 ATS road since. And in a recent window, they seem to just be falling off the grid a little bit energy-wise before the All-Star break. This all started with an outright 16-point road loss at Detroit last weekend and has continued into their previous game. A very, very pedestrian, lackadaisical non-cover in double overtime versus a gutted Toronto roster. All boxes checked on this game. Numbers and narratives. You want to buy Utah here? You want to sell OKC in the coming weeks? Utah +3.5, an official NBA shot clock. Let's dominate.